Officers receive their first call of the day shortly after the Duchess throws a huge temper tantrum and drives away. Today, we're listing our top 10 picks for the wackiest things ever captured on security tape. Never spooky, the young person is scrawny and has underwear on his head. After watching this video, being in the driveway is a little unsettling. We'll be searching through CCTV clips for oddities for this list, whether they are frightful or merely absurd. Shopping center shortcut number 10. Have you ever tried to take a small shortcut while caught in traffic? James Kinsella, age 27, chose to take one through a busy shopping complex. He sped brutally past people, which attracted the attention of the law. England Kinsey continued his reckless driving. Thankfully, no one was hurt, even after a police aircraft began pursuing him. However, we're confident that the security staff at the mall was perplexed by the spy movie-like film. The troublemaker served a year in prison, so there were no clean escapes either, and was subject to a 3-year driving suspension. Number 9. Destroying a bridge. An entire concrete column was broken by a single kick from an unnamed individual in China's Shaanxi province. Even stranger, the column once completely detached and plummeted off the bridge. This fascinating and abhorrent domino effect threw 215 columns into the river, as did every other column. Unfortunately, there is no proof that the vandal was taken into custody. Therefore, there's a possibility that this camouflage trouble creator is still on the loose and likely kicking more columns. Except for the building business, which likely had more than an earful, we're thankful that everyone was unharmed. Number 8. In a driveway, Dobby. The animal was discovered in June on a motion-activated camera outside a residence in Laguna, Colorado. If you discovered this in your driveway, what would you do? Would you contact the authorities, the armed forces, perhaps Hogwarts? Vivian Gomes, the homeowner, published this video, and as soon as it did, ideas concerning the monster began to circulate online. Others said it was the work of everyone's favorite home elf Dobby Doubters. Some claimed it was of alien origin. They, however, cast doubt on its veracity and asserted that this creature was none other than Bobby, Vivian's son, who was wearing his underwear on his head. Was that you, Bobby, in the video? No. Are you certain? I'm certain. Number 7. Mouth-watering doorbells. The expression "home sweet home" was taken too literally by this individual. Roberto Arroyo has spent over 3 hours licking the intercom system at the Dungan home after arriving there at 2 in the morning. The snowberries have a snowberry flavor. The owners, who believed it to be your kid, were terrified when they returned from a midnight shift. After the Dungeons shared the video on social media, people started looking for the hashtag doorbell licker. Roberto was ultimately recognized and apprehended after leaving a significant amount of DNA at the crime scene. We may be the only ones who saw him, but even stranger than the licking is the continual eye contact. Number 6. When a bear enters. What do you do if a bear tries to enter your chicken coop? What does he mean when he says, "Big girl, chase me"? If you're this creative homeowner, you'd have something truly horrifying planned. Haley received word that something was going on in her yard. It turned out to be this bear who was presumably trying to find something to eat late at night and might have thought a chicken coop would be easy prey, instead of letting themselves become the bear's main entree by staying inside or venturing outside. Haley let up a shiver-inducing howl that the bear mistook for an attack and fled from after being scared off. Number 5. A horse entered a bar. The bartender makes a funny comment about the lengthy face. Hey, there's no punchline. A real horse entered a real pub. Last month, there was a crazy scene in Chantilly, which is north of Paris, where patrons of a sports pub dispersed like young horses. Sadly, I was too near the action when a horse ran away from the renowned Chantilly racetrack. Before entering the bar, the young thoroughbred bucked its rider off, which was seen on the establishment's surveillance cameras. According to the horse's trainer, the filly got out of hand. It appeared to dash towards the betting area as he brought it to a racetrack before racing back, kicking furniture and startling the other patrons. Number 4. A few unpatriotic actions. On the eve of the new year, an unknown person decided to surprise reality television actress Danielle Yancey and her husband. When challenged, Danielle's husband Bart had seen an unidentified stranger loitering around their home in Alabama. Before he could get a close look at the analysis, the exposed intruder turned and fled. Let's just say they were perplexed after viewing the footage their security camera had captured. Except for a Ronald Reagan mask, this peeping Tom had nothing on. Ronald Reagan, the actor, had only a sock on his foot, so that you could identify the location of the slim, naked man who has a sock covering his privates. Number 3. Canine driving. A crime that, if not for this family's surveillance cameras, would have baffled even Sherlock Holmes. When the user of TikTok, enjoying the drift life, discovered that his golf cart had collided with his vehicle, He reasoned that his children must have been the culprits. He finally realized that his dog Titan was in control of the vehicle after examining the security camera footage. The cheeky dog is sniffing the golf cart, as you can see. Don't worry, this little troublemaker was unharmed, so don't worry if he decides to commit grand larceny in Porto. Number 2. The non-existent male figure. The mystery surrounding this individual, not the footage itself, is what I find most bizarre about it. Under the name Peter Bergman, he made a reservation at the Sligo City Hotel in Ireland. He would have completed the form for his reservation. We would have questioned him about a few things such as his name, address, and whether he intended to reserve the accommodation for 3 nights. He gave the hotel his address, which was in Austria, and paid us in cash while carrying a gun. A few days later, his body washed up on Ross's Point Beach, and it wasn't until the police were contacted that anyone realized there was no Austrian Peter Bergman. Most of his clothing had the labels removed. He had no way to identify himself, and the cause of his death was still unknown. Cooking for chicken nuggets is ranked first. If a lack of nuggets came close to releasing her true form, imagine what a malfunctioning ice cream maker would do. When she found out that at this McDonald's restaurant, chicken nuggets could not be served until 10:30 a.m., the irate customer, Melody Duchesne, lost her mind. I'm not sure how many homicides there were. I have seen and visited, but I have never tasted the sauce on fast food. The manager rushes over to quickly close the window as she started insulting the staff and saying bizarre things that we'd prefer not to repeat. Duchess strikes a second person as soon as she arrives, but this time the manager fights back. Unlike in the well-known anime Dragon Ball Z, Melody didn't break the drive-thru window before going Super Saiyan, but Duchess did. Do you agree that she should have paid for the window and spent 60 days in jail instead? If you like this video, follow us and you will find many videos that will help you to transform your life. Thanks for watching all the video. Please subscribe and hit the bell. See you soon.